Okay, so this training is for you if you want to learn the absolute fastest, most efficient way to lose fat and build muscle in the most sustainable way possible. Not only that, but I'm also going to show you how to build a body that not only turns heads, but also extends your peak years by at least a decade, doubling your energy, your strength, and your vitality, which is going to help you unlock a version of yourself that just feels 10 years younger, which is really going to allow you to excel in your relationships, hit your professional milestones, and just live with a newfound confidence. I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve this step by step. The third step is the most mind blowing, so make sure that you watch to the end. Now, you're probably asking yourself, does this work? Right. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you some of our past clients that have worked with us. This is a 65-year-old male. Look at how much fat we shredded off his body and look how great he looks at 65. This is Aubrey. Aubrey lost 100 pounds with us. Losing 100 pounds, you are a completely different person. Then we got Jill. Jill came to me. She wasn't happy with the way that she looked in her wedding dress about 4 or 5 months before her wedding. So we helped her get into the best shape of her life so that she looked absolutely incredible for her big day. And we've done this for over 1,000 clients over the past couple years. So what we do really does work. Now, before I get into the how and exactly what we do, I just want to quickly introduce myself. I'm Ashton. First and foremost, I'm a coach and a transformation specialist, but I'm also a CEO and a business owner. So I get what it's like to have a very demanding career. I'm a husband and a father to our little pup Bogey. Hopefully this year we're going to add a human baby to the family. And I'm also an avid golfer. Love to play golf. Now, I wouldn't be a transformation specialist if I haven't been through my own transformation myself, right? Now, when you look at these pictures, I didn't look terrible in the beginning, right? I didn't look bad at all. But the thing is that there was a big health and lifestyle and personal development transformation that happened here. And the whole point of this training is to shift your perspective on not only wanting to look your best, but also being able to feel your best. So the earlier version of myself had high inflammatory markers. My other health markers were terrible. I had low testosterone. My sugar was too high. Um, a lot of things that I had to work on. I was drinking way too much and partying too much. I had brain fog, anxiety, depression. The worst part was somebody called me all show, no go, basically meaning that I looked pretty good on the outside, but I was unhealthy and I was not very functional on the outside. And I had a very low emotional intelligence level, which really made me struggle in my relationship and in my career. Fast forward to years down the line, not only do I look my best, my inflammatory markers are way low. My health has been optimized. I'm now 5 years sober. I'm full of energy. I'm looking my best, but I'm also emotionally stable. It has been through the experience of my own personal transformation that really sparked this want and this need in me to help other people become the best versions of themselves. Now, I've also done this on the most extreme level, right? When I was 23, entered into my first bodybuilding competition. I won that competition, but this was not a life that I wanted to live. And if you're watching this, it's probably not the life that you want to live either. I was eating 8 cups of broccoli a day, 13 eggs a day. I had absolutely no social life. But I was caught in this space where I was like, I want to look my best, but I also want to feel my best, and I want to just live an enjoyable lifestyle without all the extremes. And it's really through that experience where my coaching program and my team was born. Because I wanted to bring to the world an approach that was fun, enjoyable, lifestyle based, but was also going to help you look and feel your best. And it's why the team was built off of four main pillars: nutrition specialists, movement specialists, medical professionals, and psychology specialists. I knew that if I was going to create real impact in the world and in the health and fitness space, I couldn't just do it alone because I was not a specialist in all these things. I needed a team around me so that I could give my clients the absolute best attention to get them to where they wanted to be. The most important part I want you to take out of this part of this training is that it is not all about the outside and the way that you look, because we all chase that and we all think that it's going to fix everything in our life. But when we do it in a way that is focused on health, longevity, and being internally healthy as good as we look on the outside, it's only going to help you be a better version of yourself in the most important points of your own life, right? It's going to help you become a better person in your job. It's going to help you be a better husband, a better wife, better kids, better parents. And it's going to help you just live a life where you can function and do the things that you really enjoy. So back to what your goal is, right? You want to incinerate fat, and at the very least, you want to maintain muscle or pack on muscle. And that's totally awesome as well. But I'm adding in the health and the longevity portion because I don't only want to get you to look great, I want you to feel great on the inside. How? Spoiler alert, this is not about eating less and training more. This is not the traditional ways of going about this. I'm going to teach you things today that you've probably never heard from any other coach because I'm really pulling back the curtain on what has helped my clients get to where they want to be in the fastest and most efficient way possible. So there are four main things that I'm going to take you through today. Okay, the first one being the body as a dynamic system. And I'm going to keep these four, obviously, as we go through, I'll uncover what these are. But all of these four things are going to contribute to a fast metabolism and a higher rate of fat loss in the fastest and most efficient way possible. And the fourth part is the actual cheat code, where I'm going to show you how to do all these things in the fastest and most efficient way possible. So the first part is the body as a dynamic system. Now, what I want you to understand here is that nothing in the body happens in isolation. Okay, so this is our body as a functioning system. All these things work together and are all going to affect your metabolism and ultimately the rate at which you burn fat. I'm going to go through one of these examples with you. And then if you want to read the other two, you can just pause the video and do that. Okay, I'm going to go with the gut, liver, and the thyroid connection. So your gut and your liver help convert inactive thyroid hormone. So your thyroid is basically responsible for metabolism. Your gut and liver help convert inactive thyroid hormone T4 into the active form T3 that fuels your metabolism. Poor gut health or sluggish liver can slow this process down, leading to fatigue and reduced calorie burning. At the cellular level, insufficient T3 means cells cannot effectively regulate energy production and slows metabolic activity. So that's just one or two relationships between two of these body parts. Here are two other examples that you can pause and go through. But if one part of this chain is out of whack, that means this is not happening effectively or efficiently. And the takeaway here is that the process of losing fat, building muscle, looking your best is not just about eating less and moving more. If you can optimize the system, you'll optimize your results. So you've got to look at the body as a whole. You cannot just try and change one thing and hope everything else is going to fall into place. Okay. The second part is environmental adaptation. And again, all these things are going to contribute to a faster metabolism and a rate of fat loss. Okay. Now, what do I mean by environmental adaptation? The absolute fastest way to change your body is to understand what it was that caused your body to change in the first place. If you need to pause and read that again, do so. We are all different. So two people can both be very overweight, but the way in which the weight accumulated over the years could be totally different. Our body adapts to its environment. Okay. Our bodies are extremely adaptive. Prolonged periods of negative stresses on your body leads to dysfunction. And dysfunction looks different to everybody. So what do I mean by this, right? So you've got person A and person B. They both 300 pounds. So they're both very overweight, but they have been exposed to negative stresses over the years. Person A struggles with emotional eating, negative relationship with her body, hormonal imbalances, an unhealthy social circle, has no idea how to eat or train to look after her body, and she's got a self-sabotaging behavior. Person B, toxic relationship with work, sedentary lifestyle, excessive mental workload, which leads to high cortisol and low testosterone, unhealthy sleep environment. This guy knows what to do, but just doesn't because of all these things affecting him. So what we're saying here is that the symptom is the 300 pounds. The way that you get to the 300 pounds may look different to each person. And the fastest way for us to get our clients to their goals is to understand these things in their life. Because if we can help work on these things, naturally the weight loss is going to drop. And that's a very important thing to understand because people try and target the symptoms by just going on an extreme diet or extreme training program. But if you ignore the problems and the causes of the problems, you're always going to be struggling and you're never going to be able to unlock that best version of yourself. So what questions can you ask yourself to really identify and uncover these things? When did I start noticing these challenges? And what was happening in my life at the time? What patterns keep repeating in my health and fitness journey? And what might they be trying to tell me? What other symptoms do I experience that are not related to the way that I look? And does my environment support or resist the person that I actually want to be? Remember, if we can identify these things, it is your fastest way to walk yourself back out of the bad situation that you're in. And this is one of the biggest things that we help our clients do because sometimes because you're so close to the problem, you can't actually see the problem. But if you can identify these problems quickly and do the work on these, it's the fastest way to change the number on the scale and the state of your body. Okay. We've gone through the body as a dynamic system. We've looked at environmental adaptation. Now I want to go through health blueprint. So what is the health blueprint and what do I mean by this? So it's important for us to understand that our beliefs are going to affect our emotions are going to affect our actions and our habits, which are going to affect our outcomes. So at the very beginning, we've got to look at what it is that's shaping our beliefs. So our beliefs, these are the core thoughts or perceptions that you hold about yourself and your health and your fitness. Your emotions are the feelings generated by your beliefs. And the actions are the behaviors that you take as a result of those emotions. And the outcomes are the results of your actions, favorable or unfavorable in this case. Example, weight gain, muscle loss, or lack of progress. So we've got to look at the beginning because this is what is feeding this entire process. And again, people look at just this part without really looking at, well, where did all of this start? So if we look at what shapes our beliefs, we've got to understand that our beliefs are affected by the things that we see, the things that we heard, and the things that we felt at a very young age. Because ultimately, that is what has conditioned our mindset and our psychology towards this whole process. So if we look at the visual aspect, what behaviors and attitudes did you observe in those around you, especially your parents? Because those were your role models when you were very young. Felt, what significant experiences impacted your views on health and fitnesses, on health and wellness? So what happened to you when you were younger? Maybe you were body shamed by your parents or friends, or you were bullied at school. That's going to create feelings that are going to condition your beliefs around health and fitness. And then verbal. What did you hear about health and fitness and well-being when you were young? Maybe because your parents had a bad relationship with their body and food from that was passed down from their parents, maybe that's affected you. But the things that you heard at a young age are going to condition your beliefs around health and fitness. So again, for us to change our beliefs, we really need to look at these things that have shaped our belief system. And again, if we can change the belief system, it's going to have a trickle on effect to our emotions, our actions, and ultimately our outcomes. So back to your goal. You want to lose fat and at the very least maintain muscle. I want you to do it in a healthy way that's going to increase your longevity, but I also want to help you do this in the fastest and most effective way possible. Which brings us to our fourth point. But first, to recap, we've gone through the body as a dynamic system, which is the physiological part of this whole process. We've looked at environmental adaptation, understanding the environment, and then we've looked at the health blueprint, which is really the psychology part of this whole process. The cheat code, this is what I want to take you through now. Now, for me, a good cheat code is going to help you decrease time wasting. It's going to increase accuracy. It's going to maximize your results, and it's going to help you look your best. But it's also going to have a focus on longevity and quality of life because nothing really matters if you're not enjoying your life. So, this is where I want to introduce you to the Elite Health 4-on-1 coaching model. The reason that this is so amazing is because it integrates all the parts that are going to make drastic change in your life and in your body. So why? Because it integrates all necessary health disciplines under one roof. It drastically cuts down the usual time delays in typical medical specialist systems and avoids the pitfall of treating symptoms in isolation. What do I mean by this? So you've got goals and you've got a health and fitness journey that you want to start, but maybe you've got hormonal imbalances. So you've got to go and see a hormone specialist. Now in America, if you want to set an appointment with a specialist, you're only going to be able to see that person in months down the line. So let's say it's 2 months or 3 months down the line, you get an appointment with this hormone specialist. The problem with this hormone specialist is that they're not a nutrition specialist. So they might medicate your symptoms, but they're not going to be able to help you with a nutrition plan that can ultimately really help and make a big difference to your hormonal imbalances. Then the medical professional is not going to help you deal with the psychology part of things. But this medical professional might then say, hey, you've got to go and see a nutrition specialist. But to see the nutrition specialist is going to take you another 2 or 3 months before you can see them. Or you've got to go to a thyroid specialist, or this specialist, or that specialist. So you're just going to be passed around to all these specialists. That's going to take you months and months to see. And you might get to 7, 8, 9, 10 months down the line, and you still don't have a plan that is holistic and takes all of these things into consideration, which is exactly why I've brought all the specialists needed under one roof. They're all part of my team. So that when our clients come to us with their issues, they've got nutrition specialists, movement specialists, psychology specialists, and medical professionals under one roof. So that within a couple of weeks, we can assess, diagnose, and put an action plan together. Because I can promise you now, your hormone specialist is not talking to your nutrition specialist, who's not talking to your psychology specialist, who's definitely not talking to your personal trainer. So doing this through the traditional medical system is the most ineffective and inefficient way to go about things, which is why I brought everybody under one roof. So the how, we deliver the most meticulous, personalized, and integrative health, fitness, and wellness solution designed to help you dramatically reduce body fat and increase lean muscle, all while feeling vibrant, confident, and fully capable of enjoying a high quality of life as you slow your biological aging by 5 to 10 years. This is what makes this so special. But I want to take you through our unique process so that you can really see and understand why and how this works. So put yourself in the shoes of someone that has some goals and you know that there's more to this process than just eating less and training more. Okay. So when our clients sign up with us, phase one is the onboarding and assessment phase. This begins with an in-depth exploration of your current lifestyle, your habits, your preferences, to understand the root cause of your current physical and health status. We're going to look at health symptoms, movement assessments, lifestyle analysis, mindset evaluation. This phase ensures that our plan is built on a deep understanding of where you currently stand and where you need to go. Because if we can understand how it is that you got to your current state, we can backstep you out of that and achieve your goals much quicker and more efficiently. So from phase one, we then move into phase two. Phase two is the customization and implementation phase. So based on our initial assessments in phase one, we'll focus on what you need most. This may include blood testing to pinpoint specific biological systems that need attention and optimization. It's nutrition planning, which is highly personalized. It's an eating plan that's based on your food preferences and your lifestyle so that it is easy and enjoyable to follow, because a plan that is enjoyable and effective leads to consistency, and consistency leads to results. Training program, exercise programming that is aimed at improving your body's composition, so burning fat, putting on muscle, and addressing any physical issues that we identify, any imbalances or problem areas that we want to work on. And then the psychological conditioning part, subtle yet powerful tweaks to your mindset to reinforce your journey towards peak health and productivity. This is the game plan. Okay, then we go into phase three, which is the advanced integration and review process. In this critical phase, we integrate clinical insights with continuous personal specific optimization. So if there's more doctors and clinical review, we do that. Supplementation and diet adjustment, enhanced training adjustment. This whole process is about implementation. So we're implementing everything from the previous phases, but then we're measuring the results we're getting. We're adjusting according to what we are learning, and then we're re-implementing. And then we measure the results, we adjust again, and we put into action. So this is a highly interactive process that we go through with our clients with high touch points, accountability, and support. But through this process, we are optimizing results so that you can save time and get 100% results for the efforts that you are putting into this process. And again, yes, this works. These are the results that we're getting with our clients, because they understand the value of a system and a process that doesn't just look at one thing in isolation, but takes the person as an individual, treats them as the unique person that they are, and establishes a hyper custom and personalized approach, saving them time and energy so that they can live life being the best version of themselves. If this appeals to you and you're like, hell yes, this is exactly what I need in my life, next step, all you've got to do is you've got to go over to my Instagram page. That is my handle. Drop me a message. Just send me 41, which is representative of the 4-on-1 coaching model. Send that to me. I'll know that you watched this training, and I'll be able to talk you through the next steps and how we can possibly help.